Hello people, it's the new year, so you know what that means? It's time for our usual update. We always do one big one near the end of the year. It might not be as big this year because we've done a few update videos throughout the year as things have changed, so some of it's going to be more recapping. But we are now breaking into 2025 and leaving 2024 behind us. I do want to briefly talk about 2024 though, because in my opinion, it wasn't the best in terms of my content. It wasn't the best in other ways as well, but in specificness, I missed a lot of streams this year that's been gone, and I really hate that. Like, I know it's an annoyance to you guys when you see like something on the schedule, especially if it's a game you're looking forward to, and then I just don't cover it on the day for various reasons. But my schedule has genuinely been miserable. I've missed around a fifth of all of my streams this year, and that's just not acceptable for me. It's annoying for you guys, but it infuriates the hell out of me. And there's various reasons for that, but to cut a very long story short, because you don't need to hear me ramble, 2024, it was one of the hardest years for me I've had in a very long time. It was a very tough and very unkind year, unfortunately, in a lot of ways, and forced me to kind of rethink and reorganize a few things when it comes to my general well-being, to try and better myself, and that did unfortunately include slowing down a lot with my streams for now. That shouldn't last forever, for the record. There are a few things I've got in place and I'm working to put into place to try and make things more consistent across the board for 2025, but that's going to be the main mission of next year: consistency. I'm aware there is a very real chance that things could change partway through the year, because I've spoken about it in streams, but I might as well talk it properly in an update video. I'm planning on trying to get a new job next year. I don't know how it will work out. I don't know when it'll happen, obviously, because I'm just going to start poking my head around in January, and we'll see what happens. But depending on what happens and depending on what I get, that could very easily have an effect on not just my schedules and how often I stream, but what time I stream as well. I'm very lucky right now with my current job that it's always consistent, the same days of the week and at the same time, but not every job is, and the hours that I do are always late in the evening. So I stream in the early mornings for at least UK time. I know it becomes like 3 AM in the US depending on where you are, but you know what I mean. That will likely change depending on what I get. If I get more of a daytime job, obviously I'll have to stream more in the evening. If I get more of a like break of dawn one, then I might stream at midday. You get the idea. But I don't have a concrete update on that because obviously I haven't started really looking yet. It's going to be a January mission and then carry on from there, but that change could happen. As for the streams, I want to get back to averaging 4 to 5 a week. We're never going to get back to 6 a week, I don't think. Unless I end up doing YouTube full-time one day, then easily I could see myself going back up to 6, because I love doing it. But 4 to 5, at least for now, is the more realistic average. I just need to make sure it's at least 4. That's what I want, for me personally, is to make sure it's at least 4 streams. To not drop to 3. And so because of that, there's going to be certain, like, almost rules I'm going to try to make to better it. The first one being, I'm going to try and make an active effort to take Wednesdays and Saturdays off consistently. The only exception would be, obviously, Genshin and Honkai Star Rail both always have updates land on Wednesdays. So on those weeks, I will take a different day off in place of Wednesday. Probably the Tuesday is the day before it, because those streams can sometimes get very long. But I want to be more consistent about making those 2 days. If it falls down to 4 streams, I would want it to be that it's Sunday I take off as well, so I have the weekend to kind of recoup and be in a better position for the Monday stream, so then we don't end up missing more. Because sometimes I wouldn't really give myself the chance to really rework myself even after I miss a stream, which is what would end up making me miss more. So I want to have a better, like, healthier balance with it. It's going to be, like, slowly but surely, but hopefully it's something that we can get together and get working as we go. But now on to the thing that you guys probably care about. What's the plans moving forward in terms of what we're streaming? Well, we started Rain Code on Boxing Day, and I really enjoyed it. So we will absolutely be playing more of that as we go. The general plan at the start of this year is going to kind of be 3 things, because I'm really enjoying Rain Code, so I want to play more of that. We need to get Atelier Escher and Logi finished, because we were just short before Christmas, so that's a New Year's priority. But I want to start And only for the main story stuff. I'm not interested in doing all the extra stuff. I'm not interested in covering everything because I just don't enjoy the game enough, but I do enjoy the story so far. We're finally returning to Zenless Zone Zero, and we're going to make it Zenless Sundays. Once we're all caught up with the main story, that will stop, but it's just going to be, you know, every Sunday we'll do a bit of the main story. There's only 2 main chapters, so I don't even know if it will take us that long. But it's what I want to do for now, just until we cover the main stories. If we get it done in like a week or 2, then maybe I'll cover some of the agent stories as well, because they can be fun as well. But you get the idea. Like, we're not going to be doing the events, we're not going to be doing all the extra stuff, it's just going to be that. During January, however, Ender Magnolia also comes out. And I do want to cover that game because I really enjoyed Ender Lilies. That was one of the few treats from Experiment Week last November that I really, really loved and wanted to come back and play more of. And we did, and we got it finished. I think it will take me more streams because Ender Magnolia is apparently going to be a larger game, and it already took me like a 6.5-hour stream just to get through the second half of the game beforehand, so we'll see, but it's something I want to do. After that, though, that's basically what I'm riding until everything's done. I don't want to move on to anything else until everything I've just named is finished. Obviously, like, if we're not done with Zenless Sundays can just be what it is, but I want Escher and Logi, I want Raincode, and I want Ender Magnolia done. Then I will worry about what next things we do for there, just to kind of, like, start downscaling the schedule so I can then organize things going into February, because February we're on a strict time limit, and by that I mean when Tomb Raider 4 through 6 Remastered comes out, I'm going to be playing that, obviously. I love Tomb Raider. Some of my favorite live streams of the year gone were honestly the Tomb Raider streams. Even if, like, they weren't always hits, not every Tomb Raider 3 level filled me with joy, but I had so much fun doing those streams. I'm absolutely going to do Last Revelation, Chronicles, and Angel of Darkness. And for me, it'll be really interesting because the last time I played Last Revelation was on the Dreamcast. The last time I played Chronicles, I was like 11 years old, and I hated it. And so I really want to kind of, like, bury the hatchet and kind of settle the score with Chronicles. And Angel of Darkness, I've always been a huge defender of. I genuinely love that game, warts and all. So I'm super excited to see what becomes of it now that it's got a remaster. Because there's one thing that the industry always talks about is why don't people remake and remaster the bad games that had good potential? Well, here it is, you know? I'm not going to pretend Angel of Darkness is a miracle game originally. It's just a guilty pleasure. I always really liked it, but now it has the chance to be what it always should have been. So of course I'm excited. So that will absolutely dominate the schedule because, to be honest, I'll want to get to Angel of Darkness, so I probably won't take much of a break between 4 and 5 and then 5 and 6. But we'll see, obviously. And then in March, we have AI Limit, which will be very dominating on the schedule, assuming I cover it, because it also comes out very close to Yumiya, which is already kind of, we'll see. But if not, we'll just be going straight into Yumiya. As for other RPGs, because I know a lot of people do stick around for my RPGs, after Escher and Logi, it honestly will depend on my mood, whether I go straight to Shaylee as my next RPG, or if I go to Death End Request 2. My reason being, I kind of want to do Shaylee before Yumiya's out, so I'm all caught up. But we'll have to see on that front. You can tell that there's some vagueness with my schedule planning right now, and that's because I am trying to focus more on making sure the schedule's consistent, not make sure every date on what every game is, if that makes sense. But I'm going to call it here, because I've rambled on long enough. That's kind of the only real things I wanted to really talk about here. Additionally, though, as we wrap up, please remember that I do have memberships on YouTube that you can support me directly and get access to some emotes, and I also have a Patreon to support me in other means. But until then, you guys take care now and have a wonderful new year. Peace.